Hello, Big Macs, and welcome back to another album review. So yes, Big Macs, today I'm back with another album review, and today I'm going to be reviewing... So yes, Big Macs, today I'm back with another album review, and today I'm going to be finally reviewing Stray Kids' actual debut album, I Am Not, and this album is a fucking debut. Now, the previous album that I did a review on for Stray Kids was Mixtape, and I thought at first that was actually going to be their debut because that album was, oh my god, but apparently that was their pre-debut EP album, whatever you want to call it. That was their pre-debut, and now they're finally here with their debut with I Am Not, and oh my god, this is amazing, and this makes me so excited to see what the Stray Kids has for us next. But yes, like most of my reviews, this is just going to be after the first listen. I wrote down some notes in this trusty book that I have on my table that I'm just going to read through. We're going to go over this incredible album, and then that's the video. I just explained the entire video. But yes, so many of you already know that there might be a few notes that I miss here and there just because this is just after my first listen. So apologies in advance if there are some things that I've missed out. This is just my first listen review. So let's get into it. Here is my review for I Am Not by Stray Kids. So first up, we've got Not. And I had to yell it because it's all in caps with an exclamation mark at the end. So you have to yell that. But this intro is very intense. Like, this was a great intro to lead into, spoiler alert, the next song, District 9. Like, Not is, like, I don't even know how to explain it. It just is fucking nice and deep, and they have great flows on it. Let's get a preview of it. Like, I like their use of the very deep bass and, like, kind of playing around with that. It was very nice. They have some good flows on top of that. And it is just a great intro for the song that is up next that we are going to go into called District 9. And oh my god, District 9. This song... That's really all I have to say is this song. Like, holy shit. I did make a reaction video to this song as well, so if you want to go and check that out, you can. So I'll talk kind of quickly about this, but I also just need to just praise them for District 9 because this song is intense. This was, I think, the song that they released to announce this album, and this was their, like, debut song for this album, and oh my god, is it amazing. Like, if you wanted to see their talent and how incredible at rap, not only rapping, but just everything, go and check out District 9 because their flows in this song and their rapping ability just overall is fucking amazing, and it is definitely apparent in District 9 because... And another thing that I like about it is the beat just gets you, like, this song just hypes you up so much. Like, the beat just makes you need to punch your table because that's kind of the sound that it has. Like, where is it? Like, here. Like, it just makes you need to... And table, I'm sorry for punching you, but District 9 is making me doing it, and I think I just broke my laptop by punching it. Yes, so in just doing what I did, I stopped the recording for my audio somehow. It just has to happen. Table, you finally fought back by just completely stopping my audio. I'm sorry for hitting you, but it's District 9. My table actually fought back for once. This is a first. But I loved that part in the beat because it just makes you need to do that. And it's just fucking intense and I love it. And I also like how in the verses it is very hip-hop oriented, but then it switches up into the choruses to be a bit more kind of like pop rocky. And that's one of the things that I love about Stray Kids, is that they aren't afraid of changing up genres in songs, but as well throughout albums. You can hear their different varieties of everything, which is another reason why I really like these kids. Not only are they talented, but they do incorporate different styles into their music, which is always nice to hear. It always just keeps it nice and fresh as well, so it's not like you're listening to the entire album that has the same vibe to it. They change it up and kind of keep you guessing as to what style the next song is going to be. And District 9 is a great example of that as well. And the drop in this song, I don't know how they do it, but it is just so impressive. As well, there's a part in the second verse that I really like that it's kind of, I called like a repeat beat effect to it. Let's see. Here. Like, I really liked that. Like, it's just such a little subtle thing, but it just has that same, like, hit playing over and over again to go along with his rapping on top of that and then into the chorus. I just thought that that was just a really nice touch on there as well. So, I think I've talked about District 9 for long enough, even though if you wanted to see me talk about it and praise it more, you can go and watch my reaction video to that. Oh my god. What just happened? But yes, you can go and check that out if you'd like to hear me just praise the song even more. But next up, let's move on to the song Mirror. So the thing that I like about Mirror, this was one of my favorite songs. I'll get to that into the end, but I'll just spoiler alert it right now that this was one of my favorite songs on this album. I really like how just at the very beginning, it starts off just very minimalistic with just like a few beats in there. And then it kind of starts picking up a bit more. And you have this very, like, it still has the same kind of minimal beat at the beginning, but then under it, it has this very, like, drum line kind of effect on it. Like, there's a lot of rim shots on the drums, just, like, kind of in the background as well, on top of the amazing flows that they have. And then this was very unexpected, but also pretty cool, was just, like, a transition that involved a flute. Like, that was just so unexpected, but again, another reason why I like them, because they aren't afraid of trying things. And especially for a debut, it's nice to hear, like, a group trying something, like, that is very unexpected. Because normally, when bands or artists debut, they kind of stick to something that, you know, is, like, just very kind of more structured to try and, like, build an audience. You know, they kind of stick to something that they already know works and all that stuff, so they don't really try anything new or like just throw in random stuff in there. Like, they kind of just stick to very basic structure in their first album just to kind of be like, hey people, this is kind of what I can do. And then like in further albums is when they try and, you know, like try all that new stuff. But Stray Kids is like, you know what, fuck that. No, this is who we are. We're going to show you the fucking amazing talent that we have. We like trying all this new shit. We're going to throw a fucking flute transition in this song. That's who we are. And another thing about this song is the vocals in this song are very impressive. Like, just before leading into the chorus, or I should have just said leading into the chorus, that kind of, whatever. You understand what I mean. Before going into the chorus, you have nice harmonies in the vocals, as well as high notes that are in there that were just so well done. And I think, well, you're already going to be able to tell, my favorite part of this song is the chorus. There's just, it sounds like there's a lot of subtleties that are in there that I just need to listen to it more to try to pick up on everything. But this chorus is so goddamn good. If you have not heard this chorus in Mirror, you need to go and listen to it. I would play a preview of it, but I want you guys to go and check it out. It is that good. And another thing that I like too is that the second verse, they change it up and they add this really nice bass in it. It's just, again, another like little subtlety to make it different from the first verse. You still have the drumline beat going in there, but then you have a bass that gets introduced that is very awesome and very well played. So whoever did that, kudos to you. But that's another thing that I like, is that it makes not the song just, you know, kind of sound the same. It adds a bit of different dynamics and different sounds into the second verse, instead of just going, yeah, we did this for the first verse, so we're just going to do it again for the second verse. They add another kind of element into it, which makes it stand out as well. Another thing, again, this is a reason why I like them, is that it always changes up. Like, the bridge changes up into a very more kind of hip-hoppy, kind of EDM part in there, and it was just very well done. And then after that, you're like, okay, maybe they're just going to build it up from here. No, they drop it down even more and go into a nice change up and bring it down to just like a piano and a very soft break. and then again a great pause, and then into the final chorus, which just is so well done. Like, these kids are fucking talented. it It amazes me. And I hope that they are going on a world tour soon, because I will definitely have to be there. But yes, now let's move on to the next song. And next up, we've got Awaken. This song has a very nice, slow intro into it, which fools you into thinking that it's going to be a bit of a slower song, because it just starts off with the guitar. And I forget what his name is, and I really need to learn their names, but he has a bit of a deeper voice, and it sounds so good. But it's just the guitar and that, so you're like, okay, maybe it's kind of going to be a bit ballady. But then about like 10 seconds into it, you hear the drums like kind of pick up with a beat, and then it goes into this nice rock beat with their flows on top of it, and like good group vocals as well. And they just know what they're doing. It's so awesome. And another thing that I like too is their use of electronic drums and real drums. Like in the verses, it sounds like they're using more real drums, and in the pre-chorus as well, it sounds like more real drums, but it just sounds like it's a bit of like more of a room tone. If you don't know what that means, it means it's like kind of has a bit of like distance to it. It has a bit of more like reverb sounding. And it just sounded really good. Like, it's a nice change up from the choruses where it has more of like a electronic sound to it. But another thing that I loved about the verses is that it is more kind of rock oriented, especially with all the guitars and everything in there. But then you have their flows on top of it. And I really love how they do that. Like, they incorporate rock and kind of hip hop into their music. And it's amazingly done. And it's very apparent in Awaken as well. And now next up, we've got Rock, which this song, again, just shows how fucking crazy they are at just changing up everything. Like, right away, this song starts off with a very kind of, I would say, more old school hip-hoppy sound to it. Like, you know me. Like, as you hear that, that sounds like very old school hip-hop. So I was like, okay, that's where this song's gonna start. But again, I should have known. I'm like, okay, Straight Kids in about 10 seconds, they're going to change it up again. But I was like, okay, so this is the groove for this song. And it's a very fucking groove with a nice funky bass on top of there. But then, them being Straight Kids, you go from that to this. And I'm going to just leave it at that. So if you guys want to hear the drop that happens after that, you're in for a treat, my friends. But then I love how it's like, okay, so now this song is going to get intense, but then they drop it down for the verses to just have it very more minimal of just like kind of subtle synths and the electronic drums, and then just the flows on top of that. And the synths throughout the song are amazing, especially in the chorus. Like, for some reason, they have this very kind of old school but new school sound to it. I don't know how they did it. It was just awesome, and I really loved those synths in the chorus as well. The bridge in this song is very well done as well. Where are you, bridge? Like, that is so good, and I forget what his name is, but I think it's the same guy as before. Just the deep, raspy voice just sounds. I don't know why it sounds so appealing, especially in the song. But it just works, and somehow in this song they've like incorporated old school and make new school sound kind of old school. It was just very well done, and I am very impressed with Stray Kids with Rock. And now next up, we've got the song Grow Up. And again, I did make a reaction video to this one, so if you wanted to go and check that out, you can over there and just watch me be amazed. But again, this shows how Stray Kids can change it up and make it sound amazing, because this song just like brings it down. It is a lot of a softer side to Stray Kids, and it is done amazingly. It's kind of like the equivalent of the Spread My Wings on the mixtape. How like the most of that mixtape was very intense, and then for Spread My Wings, they kind of brought it down a bit. It's like the same thing that they did here with Grow Up. And it is done amazingly, because it's just like they're like, you know, we are intense, and we can go hard, and we can just be fucking crazy, but don't forget we have this other side to us, and it is amazing. And for some reason, I don't know what it is about whistling that I do enjoy, and it is at the beginning of this song. And as well, like, even when they go softer, they still have great flows. Like in the verses, it's more ballady, like with the piano, but then they have a hip-hop beat on top of that in their flows, and it is just great. Like, it's just so fucking good. Like, the vocals in this song too are very on point. Like, all their harmonies and group vocals that they have are just very well done. And these kids, like, I don't get how they can be this amazing already in their debut. Like, it is fucking crazy. Like, sometimes you hear a lot of groups, they're kind of, you can hear how, like, okay, these guys are pretty good, but, you know, it's their debut, so you kind of go a bit easier on them, maybe, and you're kind of like, okay, they're just starting out, and they're kind of trying to figure out their sound, but Stray Kids is like, no, we already know what sound we have. We already know what we're doing. Just enjoy. And that is exactly what I did. And another thing that I really liked about this song was sort of, I would say, like a third way through this song, there's this very nice piano part where it has a reverse into the actual note of the piano, like this part here. Here. Like, I just like the reverse into the note. It's just very well done. And it just, it's just a nice, like, little subtlety that's in there. And the bass groove is amazing. And I really like this, the bridge that they have in here. It's very synthy and, like, very reverby drums. Like, it just sounds so pleasing. Like, it just sounds like they took a microphone and, like, put it down the hall and just recorded the drums that way to get that sound. And I just really liked it. This song, again, as I was saying, shows a different side of Stray Kids, and it is fucking beautiful. Now, sadly, we're here with the last song, but this song is a great last song. Like, this intro to this song just sounds like it could be off of a completely different artist and a different, like, it's so ambient and has more kind of like environmental sounds, where it sounds like people talking in the background. And the piano is amazing. Like, just listen to this. Like, it's very atmospheric. And very, like, calming, too. Like, listen to that. Like, just chills. That's all I get from this intro, is just so much chills, especially when that other piano comes in. Like, I don't get how they do it. And it's very impressive and amazing. But then them being Stray Kids, it changes up. I just like those drums, how you can hear the EQing effect on it that make it sound like it's kind of fading in, but then it fades like back out, and then you just have a bit of the rapping on top of it, and that very, like, it's not a hi-hat. I don't know how to explain that sound that's supposed to be kind of like a hi-hat. It's in the reason that I liked it is because it is in, I forget what the song is called, but it's in a song by Idiot Pilot. And if you don't know who Idiot Pilot are, they're fucking amazing. But it had that sound to it, which just brought me back to that and reminded me of that song. And it was just a nice touch on there for me. But it's like, I don't get how they do it. Like, of course they change up the style of the instrumentation. You can have stuff that is a bit more rocky, but in here it's like a very ambient instrumental, but they still have their amazing flows on top of it, and it works. Like, I don't know how they've done it, but it is crazy and I love it. Like, this song is kind of trippy at times just because it's so like ambient and kind of atmospheric, but it is still awesome. Another thing that I've noticed about this song too is, like, if you were to just pick random timestamps in this song, it would sound like you were listening to a different song, which is kind of why I like it and kind of why I was saying it's a bit trippy. Because if you were to just click around randomly on the song and, like, listen to it at different times, it sounds like you're listening to a completely different song. And I think one of my favorite change-ups in this is that near the end, they have this very massive sounding drum tom sound. Like that. Like, that is just so, it's so good. I don't know why I like that so much, but it is just so, like, powerful behind it. And this song was a great way to end the album, because it kind of, I don't know how to explain it, but it kind of, like, incorporates kind of everything in this album into one song, but also is very different as well. So it was just very cleverly done, but sadly that was the last song on this amazing debut album. So yes, Big Macs, unfortunately that is it for I Am Not, and I don't know what else to say about this album. It was a fucking great debut album, and again, it shows just how many different sides there are to Stray Kids, but yet all of them are still equally awesome. And pretty much this album is just making me excited to hear what Stray Kids is going to have next for us. This album was only, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This album was only 7 songs long, and it just makes me excited to hear what else they're gonna have next. Like, if their next album is gonna be a lot longer and it's gonna have a lot more of this, or if they're gonna completely change. Like, this is what I don't know about Stray Kids, is I have no idea what direction they're going to go into, and I love it. So this album just pretty much made me very excited to hear what they're gonna have in store for us next. But enough of what I thought. Let me know what you Big Macs thought in the comments down below. If you guys have never heard of Stray Kids before, you really need to go and check out I Am Not. It is amazing. But if you have heard of Stray Kids, let me know what you Big Macs thought in the comments down below. And I was going to say, I know I was talking about this earlier, that I was going to save it to now, so I guess I'll say it now. I would have to say, if I had to pick a few favorite songs, District 9 for sure. I might have to say Third Eye, just because of how different and how kind of awesome it is. And I guess if I'm picking top 3, I'm going to say District 9, Third Eye, and Mirror. Those are going to be my top 3 off of this album, even though there are very close 4th and 5th places. I would have to say those are my main top 3. It just, each one of those songs kind of shows a different side of Stray Kids, which might be why I chose those 3. But let me know what your Big Macs thought and what your favorite songs are in this album in the comments down below as well. But these kids, man, I don't get how they have this much talent already. But yes, Big Macs, there you go. That was it for this video. If you guys did enjoy it, I would love it if you click that thumbs up button down below. And if you guys are not subscribed to this channel, you can do so by clicking that subscribe button down below as well. I think I said subscribe, or I could have said subscribe. I don't really know. But if you wanted to click that subscribe button, that would be pretty awesome as well. You can click that little bell icon, and that will notify you when I upload a new video, so you never miss one from this just very impressed by Stray Kids face. As well, Big Macs, I do also have a Patreon and merch that I'll leave links to in the description down below, so you can check that out. On Patreon, there's a lot of different features, and you can watch videos a day early or so. And for merch, you can check out all the other designs that I have down there. So if you wanted to either support or purchase any of those, that'd be pretty awesome. But as always, make sure you take care of yourself first. And as always, Big Macs, today's biggest Mac is going to go to Nika Lopez 116 over here on Instagram. I don't know why that was weird for me to say Instagram. But yes, recently Nika over here on Instagram has just given me a follow and spam liked a bunch of my pictures. So seriously, just thank you so much for all that love over on Instagram. You are today's biggest Mac. So Big Macs, make sure you go over onto Nika's Instagram over here. Go give them a follow. Just spam like a bunch of their pictures and just give them as much love and support as they've been giving me over on Instagram. And seriously, Nika, just once again, thank you so much for all that love over on Instagram. And once again, you are today's biggest Mac. But anyway, Big Macs, once again, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video. If you have any other albums that you'd like to see me review, make sure to leave them in the comments down below. I know I'm falling a bit behind. There's just so many new musics and albums that have been released recently that I'm trying to catch up and keep track of everything. So I apologize if this one came out a lot later than it probably should have, and as well as most of the other album reviews that I'm working on. But if you wanted to add to that list of albums that I should review, leave them in the comments down below. But once again, Big Macs, I hope that you guys did enjoy this video, and I will see you next time. Bye.